welcome back to the YouTube channel of Pro Enzo Vids, and this evening it's my finals week 1 tips and predictions for 2025. So looking forward to finals, always a great time of the year where so much can happen and so much mystery around who can make the grand final and what's going to pan out, because there's 8 clubs left, and you never know what upsets could spring. You never know what potential injuries can happen during finals, or what scenarios may come into play. We don't know. That's why finals is always a great aspect, because certain things happen and the concept changes throughout the finals series. So yeah, we'll see what happens, because I feel like this is the first year where this finals series is very open, so anything can happen for sure. But guys, I just want to say thank you all so much for helping me get to my goal of 5,800 subscribers. To those new viewers that have subscribed recently, it means a lot to myself and this channel. And grateful to be at another successful subscriber goal that I've been chasing, 5,800 subscribers. So thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it heaps. But look, finals week 1, Manly aren't there. That's sad, but I'm looking forward to week 1 of finals regardless. The first game's going to be pretty interesting. Storm versus Bulldogs at Amy Park. The Dogs were close last time and bombed heaps of chances against the Storm. So we'll see if Storm bounce back or Dogs get revenge from last time. And Warriors and the Panthers will be a huge game as well in New Zealand. That's going to be pretty close, I feel like. So we'll see how that one goes. Then Sharks and Roosters at Shark Park. Don't know if Shark Park fit enough to host a finals game. I don't know if it is, but 12K, it's not really what you want for finals. So I guess we'll see how it all pans out yet again. And then Canberra and Broncos at GIO Stadium. A huge game, and probably the game I'm looking forward to the most, if I'm being honest. But guys, qualifying finals week 1, whatever you want to call it, tips are here. Let's go. All right, first up, we have the Storm versus Bulldogs opening up the final series for 2025 at Amy Park in Melbourne, 7:50 p.m. kickoff. So like I was saying before, the Storm won last time in a very close game, but the Bulldogs were not far off from winning at all. They bombed about 3 tries, I think, and if they converted all those tries, they would have won the game, and they probably should have won the game based on how they competed, but I think Storm did the little things better and, maintained their lead pretty well in that game. But Dogs definitely should have won the game overall. But, Storm, as of late, been pretty average. The rest of the players, but they brought some back against the Broncos. And as a result, they weren't good enough. Broncos were more enthusiastic than the Storm in that game in round 27. But the big news for Melbourne is that Jerome Hughes is out with a broken wrist, I think. There's a chance he might play in the grand final or prelim final if he's fit, but I think he'll be out for the rest of the year. But I don't know what's happening just yet. But all I know is he has a broken wrist, and that's going to sideline him for a few weeks. So a big loss there for Melbourne. As for the Bulldogs, they were pretty average last week against the Sharks. They need to get their act together and find a better way of attacking, because that was not final standard by the Bulldogs. But all year, they've been a top 4 team, so we'll see how they go, getting, two bites at the cherry this time compared to last year where they played in an elimination final against Manly. All right, looking at both these sides for the Melbourne Storm, Wishart takes over from Jerome Hughes, a halfback. Nick Meaney is the new fullback for Ryan Pappenhausen. Joe Chan has been named at centre for the time being, but Jack Howarth could be named being back from a groin injury. Harry Grant is back for the Storm and a big in there, starting at hooker. So Bronson Garlick goes back to the bench, and Stefano Utoikamanu returns after being rested in round 27. So Kamikamica goes to the bench, and to fill the hole that was left by Nelson, who's out with suspension. Righto, as for the Bulldogs, a reshuffled backline sees Sanari Tuala go to the centres to replace Bronson Jerry. The new wingers are Jeffro Renakama and Blake Wilson on the wings. Montoya ankle is out for the rest of the year, I think. But Jacob Carraz has been named in the reserves, so it could be a late inclusion. So either Renakama or Wilson will drop out, I'm assuming. But big in for the Bulldogs if Carraz plays. But my prediction for this game, going to be close. I can see it being a very gritty and grindy game, because both these sides can do that and have that sort of grindy style about them. But I'm going to go Melbourne. I think Melbourne's experience will get the job done. I know Melbourne are missing Pappy and Hughes, and that's very big losses for them. And Sean Bloor, who's been pretty consistent for them as well. But I don't know. I think Storm get the job done. It's in Melbourne. Surely Bellamy and the Storm don't lose 3 straight games, because that's so un-Melbourne-like. But I think the Storm will bounce back and they will become a bit more refreshed in this game. So I'll go Storm to win. I'm going to go Storm in a close one. I think Storm win in a low-scoring game. I'm going to say Storm 20 points to 14. First try scorer, Xavier Coates, and anytime try scorers from both sides. Going with Eli Katoa, and from the Bulldogs, I'm going to go with Stephen Crichton anytime. Next up in New Zealand, it's the first elimination final. It is the Warriors versus Panthers at Go Media Stadium in Auckland. So 4 p.m. kickoff here in Australia, but in New Zealand, 6 p.m. Kickoff over there, or 6:05 p.m. But yeah, look, as of late, the Warriors and Panthers have played each other a few times in week 1 of finals, funnily enough. 2018 they did, 2023 most recently they did, and they play each other in 2025 finals week 1. So bit of a small history going there. And Andrew Webster versus his old club, the Panthers. Ivan Cleary versus his old club, the Warriors. Fisher Harris versus the full Penrith team this time. So yeah, there's a few storylines in this one, but it should be a good game, this one. Looking forward to it. The Warriors, they were unlucky not to beat Manly last week, but Manly were mostly better, the better team in that game. So the Warriors aren't too convincing right now. They probably are the worst team in the top 8, I'll be honest. But yeah, they need to aim up in this game and do it for their home fans and Penrith's dynasty. And Penrith themselves have been, up and down, but they've been very competitive for a while now. So expect them to go all guns blazing come this game, even though they're not top 4. They can still win it outside the 4, in my opinion. But I don't see it happening, but they're that sort of team that can do it. But anyway, let's get into the teams. So for the Warriors and their team, Kurt Capel goes from back row to centre this week to replace Rocco Berry, who's out with a shoulder injury. Leg Halasima starts in the back row. Wade Egan is out with a hip injury. Wade Egan's back from a hip injury. Jackson Ford suspension are both back from their time out, so they'll come back for the Warriors. So Sam Healy goes to the reserves and Tanner Stowers-Smith to the bench. All right, for Penrith, Brian Toto and Liam Martin are both back for Penrith this week. Mitch Kenny will miss the game due to injury, I think. So that means Luke Sorensen starts a hooker. Paul Alamotti retains his place on the wing, with Tom Jenkins just dropping out to 18th man, and Luke Garner slides back to the bench to accommodate Martin's return, and Dane Laurie drops to the bench. Okay, right, my prediction for this game. Going to be close. I can't see it being a big scoreline here. I want to see Warriors win. Because I believe the Warriors winning in New Zealand would be great for finals if they did. But I think Penrith's experience through Edwards, Cleary, Toto, Isaiah Yeo, Liam Martin, Leota, you name it, these guys will be the reasons why they win on Saturday. So I'll go Penrith to win. Going to say Penrith to win 28 points to 20 some points, but, close game overall. So I'll go Penrith 28-20. First try, Paul Alamotti, and anytime try scorers going with Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, and for the Panthers, Blaze Talangi. But come on, Wires, please end their dynasty just quietly. Now on to the second elimination final at Shark Park. It's the Sharks versus Roosters, and these teams played each other in finals 2 years ago as well, actually, in week 1 in 2023. And I think Roosters won that game by a point in the finals week 1, I'm pretty sure, thanks to a Sam Walker field goal from memory anyway. But yeah, Sharks, Roosters, this one will be close as well. Sharks definitely don't want to be seen as pretenders as they normally are seen in finals pretenders, but yeah, I guess stats don't lie. But yeah, they'll be determined to win for their home fans on Saturday. And And as for the Roosters, their form has been incredible. And I forgot to say, the Sharks had a good win over the Bulldogs last week. But as for the Roosters, their form has been great. They've been scoring points every week, and their defense has been really rock solid as well. So, yeah, Roosters, I know they finished 8th, but they're looking like a team that finished 26th and 4th because that's how well they're playing. So, yeah, they're going to be tough Roosters for the Sharks, but I think Sharks will be up for it as well. So that's why this game will be great. But looking at both these sides, for the Sharks, Braden Trindle is back after missing round 27 with an ankle injury. So Daniel Atkinson goes to 18th man. Back rowers, Brendan Nakora is listed among the reserves and serves after serving a 3-game suspension. So he's back in the starting back row. And so yeah, Brendan Nakora, it's a good in there for the Sharks. Or actually, no, he's named in the reserves. So he'll come in most likely late for either Billy Burns or Teague Wilton. And that is it for the Sharks. As for the Roosters, Trent Robinson makes no changes to the team that beat the Rabbitohs last week. So the Roosters are 1 through 17. And yeah, that's about it. All right, my tip for this game. Tell you what, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough game. I'm not too certain about this game, but I am going to tip the Roosters. I think Roosters might get the job done here. Look, I think Sharks are a real chance because it's at home, Shark Park. They will definitely want to get up for their fans, but I don't know. I think Roosters have more attacking prowess in their game. Like, I don't mind Sharks, but I think Roosters have a bit more threat across the park. And, I think they'll get revenge over the Sharks from their earlier encounter this year at Shark Park. So, yeah, I'm going to go Roosters actually, but Roosters by 2. I'm going to say Roosters win 20 points to 18. First try scorer, give me Marky Mark, and anytime try scorers, Kale Ero, and for the Roosters, James Tedesco. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be close. And last but not least, my favourite finals game for the weekend. This is easily my favourite game. Looking forward to this one a whole heap. It's the Raiders versus Broncos at GIO Stadium in Canberra. Now, any stats people out there, have the Raiders and Broncos ever played each other in a finals game before? They may have, but I can't even remember the last time they did. But yeah, if they have, it was probably a long time ago. So I want to know if the Broncos and Raiders have ever played each other in a finals game before, because I feel like they have, but then again, I don't know because we never see these sides play each other in this sort of arena. So we'll see if that's ever happened before. Yeah, look, as for Canberra, Raiders rested heaps of players last week and they conceded 50. So whether that curse of conceding 50 still lives on about not winning a comp if you concede 50, if that remains to be the case after that Raiders team they named, I don't know. But yeah, it's definitely a stat that they've got a break now, so we'll see how Canberra go. But Canberra will definitely be fresh and ready to go after all their main guys are back now, so expect a very good Raiders side come Sunday afternoon. And as for the Broncos, well, the Broncos, I'll tell you what, they are hitting form at the right time because they belted Melbourne last week to finish top 4. And yeah, Madge has some humming right now, so Broncos are definitely the dark horse to win this comp, I think, but we'll see how they go against the Raiders in the nation's capital because this will be a very close game. I keep saying it, but yeah, every game will be close, I feel like, but there could be one 13-plus game, but we'll see. But Raiders, Broncos, 2 very exciting sides, so I am keen to see what happens. But look at both these sides. For the Canberra Raiders first, Seb Chris is back on deck after missing round 26 with a missing round 26 against the Tigers because he was late out in that game. So Chris is back for Raiders. Sasagi returns on the bench. Noel Martin makes way. Josh Papali'i has been named to play despite suffering an ankle injury at training last Friday. Matty Nicholson is 18th man after making a successful return from a syndesmosis injury last week. And that's about it for Canberra. As for the Broncos, Adam Reynolds' hamstring remains sidelined, so Ben Hunt and Billy Walters again call the shots in the halves. Jahamit Shibasaki has been recalled to the starting side, and Dean Mariner goes to the wing, and Jesse Arthurs drops to 18th man, and Jack Kazeski is named among the reserves as he looks to return from a collarbone injury. All right, okay, interesting. So both these sides still have some certain players out, but some are back. But yeah, this will be a great game. My favourite finals game for a reason. But who I'm tipping? Gonna go Canberra. I think Canberra get the job done. Canberra are fresh and ready to go after that week off. I'm sure during that time off last week they would have planned and probably practiced how they can, be ready to go come finals after that. They didn't play last week, the main guys. So they will be red hot here, Canberra, in my honest opinion, on a Sunday arvo at Canberra. They'll give the fans in the capital something to cheer for. So I'll back Canberra to win. Going Raiders to win. I'm gonna go Canberra 18-16. Close game, 18-16. And first try scorer, I'm gonna go with Civilio Tamale. And anytime try scorer is going with Hudson Young, and for the Broncos, Reece Walsh. But yeah, another close one. But that right there was my finals week 1 tips and predictions for 2025. Hope you all enjoyed. As always, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And share your tips in the comments below.